And welcome back to Just the Weekly Who Would Win. Today's Weekly Who Would Win comes to us from, I don't remember if I get this name right. It's Evasier. I'm forgetting the last name. I think the first name was Evasier. Anyway, you asked the question. Sorry about that. Who would win a fight? Mario versus Link. Over here! From Zelda. Now, I'll be honest. I played a fair bit of Mario growing up. I actually never got into Zelda. My sister's the big Zelda fan. My sister loves Zelda, but I never really got into Zelda. That doesn't say I don't know at least a little bit about about the people from Zelda. I know enough, but that's why I have to have the information up for Link up here. But before that, let's actually talk about Mario. Mario is a plumber. I believe he is from the. I don't know if that's ever actually illustrated if he's from the Mushroom Kingdom. I think he is. But anyway, obviously, he's the one that Princess Peach calls the rescuer from, the castle that she's not in. Unfortunately, I'm in another castle. Bitch! Then what was the point? I'm going to bake you a cake. No, you give me a position of power for all the things I've done. But anyway, he's the one that fights Bowser all the time. So, Mario's abilities are actually pretty varied. In just terms of pure physicality, Mario is actually pretty tough. He's capable of literally throwing Bowser himself. Capable of running extremely fast. His speed isn't like Sonic speed or anything like that, but it's surprisingly fast for a relatively dumpy-looking guy like him. And let's be honest, Mario is relatively dumpy-looking. But he's also extremely durable, capable of taking plenty of hits. At the same time, though, at least in the very first games, anytime he took one hit, he lost a life. So it's hard to actually say where Mario's durability lies, but those are just his natural physical abilities. You then have to factor in every single one of his power-ups. Now, some of these power-ups probably wouldn't do much in a fight, but if we go over the basic arsenal plus a few of the more later arsenals, you have the standard mushroom, which allows them to grow bigger and more powerful. Okay. Then you have the fire flower, which allows them to spray fire. You have if I'm not mistaken, the frog suit allows them to swim. The cape allows them to fly. There's one that allows them to spew ice, which allows them to freeze the opponent. Then there's the super mushroom, where he grows into giant Mount Son of a Bitch Mario and literally starts destroying the actual landscape itself. But unlike all the other ones, that one has a time limit along with the invulnerability one. The invulnerability star makes them completely impervious to any form of harm. The metal, I can't remember what he actually technically ate for the metal form of Mario to appear, but that form gives him enhanced strength and durability as well. He's nigh invulnerable in that form. So, Mario's also an experienced hand-to-hand fighter, experienced plumber, and acrobat, surprisingly. Link is... Now, there have been actually multiple Links within the history of Hyrule, within the history of Zelda itself, the series, because he keeps reincarnating. He's the hero of Hyrule, so he keeps reincarnating. He's not a fairy, like a lot of people think. He's just a reincarnation of a legendary hero. But Link in Skyward Sword is the... Whoop, wrong one. Where did the abilities go? I went past the abilities. That's what I did. There we are. But Link he's the hero. Now, he wields 1/3 of the overall Triforce. He wields the Triforce of Courage. Link is depicted throughout the series as an impressive swordsman. And it is. He's pretty much a master swordsman using the... what's the name of his sword again? It's got to be here somewhere. I can't remember, but the sword itself is indestructible along with his shield. He usually begins his adventures as an average boy with no swordsmanship skill at all. When trouble arises, however, Link demonstrates a natural aptitude for the ways of the sword and is able to best his enemies easily. In the Windwalker, Link goes to Orca to learn how to wield his sword in order to help Tetra from the Forest of Fairies. Either way, he's a master swordsman. He's also very skillful at using a boomerang, a bow, and a grappling hook. In some games, he learns advanced swordsmanship techniques and complicated movesets in the Mishra Cap. The Blade Brothers teach him various swords. Basically, again, master swordsman. Additionally, Link is portrayed as having excellent physical condition, performing backflips easily as well as being able to best others in sumo wrestling. So he's an enhanced hand-to-hand fighter as well. He's also not bad stealth, able to avoid detection from more powerful enemies. Although in some games, Link is very able to pick up large stones or push back blocks many times its size. Other games require him to use special bracelets or gauntlets to increase his strength further. So it's debatable whether or not you could say that that's his own pure physical strength, but seeing as he gets those kind of things, gauntlets and strength-enhancing equipment in the game, might as well give it to him. Link is capable of using magic spells such as Din's Fire, provided that he possesses a magic meter, and which is usually granted by the Great Fairy. He's also has the talent of playing various instruments, in which the young player in Legend of Zelda, original Legend of Zelda, he plays a recorder that opens a secret entrance or transported to various parts of the overworld. Since then, Link has completely competently played other instruments like the ocarina from Ocarina of Time, the pan flute, a guitar, the drums, and a harp, all of which play a major role in each respective game they appear in. Not only is Link proficient in instrument player, he's an adept conductor at using a conductor's baton to conduct other players. Link has always been the hero. Now, what does the Triforce of Courage actually give him in terms of power? That is actually a very good question, because there's three Triforces. There's a Triforce of Knowledge, which Zelda herself wields. There's a Triforce of Power, which Ganon wields. And then there's the Triforce of Courage, which Triforce. There we go. Triforce of Courage, which Zelda himself will. So the Triforce oh, come on, where's the Triforce of Courage here? There you go, Triforce of Courage. Okay, Zelda Triforces. So each one gives a different ability. Like Ganondorf has access to God knows amounts of power. Let's see now. Triforce of Power, Triforce of Wisdom, and Triforce of Courage. Triforce of Courage embodies the essence of the God of Courage. Fire, the source of all life. The Triforce of Courage is more than a mere symbol of Link's exemplary courage, who is its usual bearer. Though Link is not a skilled sorcerer like Ganondorf from Zelda, the Triforce of Courage, like other sacred triangles, grants some untold mystical abilities, one of them being protection against magic. So the question we gotta ask ourselves in the fight is if any of the abilities that Mario would technically use would be magic. That's something we're gonna have to ask ourselves in the fight. One of the known effects of the Triforce of Courage is said in the game is transforming Link into a wolf instead of into a lost soul like every other being from the light world. Okay, so he can turn into a wolf. Goody. Triforce of Courage also repels shadow beasts. That wouldn't really do anything here, but okay. Although Triforce of Courage is not mentioned in the original Legend of Zelda, it was later introduced in the Adventure of Link. Here it is revealed that the previous King of Hyrule, fearing the misuse of the Triforce, sealed the Triforce of Courage away in the Great Palace. More or less, it gives you kind of immunity to magic, lots of spellcasting abilities, hypothetically speaking, and apparently can turn into a wolf. There's probably other abilities to it as well, but those are the main abilities listed. So, in a fight with Mario versus Link, who is winning that fight? So these guys come blow to blow, looking for their respective princesses and other castles. They see each other as enemies, and the fight begins. Right off the bat, Link has probably a better overall armed and unarmed fighter than Mario is, simply on the grounds of the type of fighting he has to do and the type of enemies he has to face. So Mario would come in, he just cracks off the shield. The shield itself is indestructible, so Mario can't get through that. Zelda comes in with a blade, maybe uses Din's Fire. Mario gets burned a bit, but he's fine. Uses one of the mushrooms, or uses the first mushroom, gets bigger. It starts to, pounds at Zelda again. Zelda blocks again, but this time the force is enough that it kind of sends him back a bit more. Mario keeps bringing on the heat. Zelda finally having enough of it, just uses a spell, uses a bit more fire, and just blasts Mario in the face. Just, oh, my mustache! His mustache is gone. He's pissed. He's like, you're not the only one who has fire, and basically he uses the fire flower. Now we have to answer the question: what Mario is using magic? Mario power-ups. Real quick, Mario power-ups. So, are the power-ups that Mario uses magical? Are they listed as magical item? Power-ups give special abilities most effective. See, the thing is, like I'm reading all these right now, these aren't described as being magical items. They're just described as being items that grant ability, kind of like Devil Fruit from One Piece in that regard. You consume it, or you get a hold of it, and you gain that power. But they're not magical. They're just have innate abilities. So I'm going under the apprehension that Mario's abilities are not magical based. So Mario's using the fire flower fruit. Yeah, fire flower fruit. Geez, say that 5 times fast. Fire flower, but I can't even say it 1 time fast. So anyway, yeah, Mario is using the fire flower fruit. Why am I saying fruit? Why am I saying fruit? That's the problem. It's not a fruit. Well, Mario's using the fire flower. Now Zelda, thinking it's magic because he has protection from magic, doesn't initially block, and that mistake is made where he gets burned and he has to back off. He's now burned. He's wondering what the hell that was if it wasn't magic. So him and Mario are just kind of squaring off now. Zelda comes in again, blocks the flame with the sword, slices at Mario, who suddenly goes into Metal Mario, because he's basically going to have to rotate through all this. But once he rotates through one power up, he can't use it again. That's the stipulation, because he doesn't just have them on call all the time. But we got to give him access to these, obviously. So the blade, even though the blade is amazingly powerful, and because Zelda wasn't prepared for him to be made of really hard metal, it just slides right off Mario. So he tries again. This time puts some more power into the strike, and this time it does slightly cut Mario, who then just smacks in the shield. This back and forth happens a bit until we get to like the final ultimate power-ups to Mario in this fight, because swimming, the frog set's not going to help at all, and the cape flying would help a little bit, but I mean only for evasion or getting away. So ultimately, Mario goes into giant Mario mode and just starts raining down giant fists of doom. But Zelda's fought giant monsters before, so this wouldn't really be that much of an issue for Zelda. It might be something he has to keep an eye on, or be wary of, because it's still, Mario didn't lose any intelligence. He's not a dumb idiot. He's not an idiot. He's not an idiot. So he's still very smart. He can figure out how to maybe corner Zelda if Zelda's not careful. Ultimately, it would come down to the fact that he shrinks back down, like, got you, and then Zelda comes in for the final blow. Mario's realizes, like, I'm out of my tricks except for one, goes into the vulnerability star, and Zelda comes in, and again, this one has a time limit, but for this moment, he's completely indestructible. And note, when he touches something in his vulnerable mode, it's an instant kill most of the time. So Mario and him again clash. This time the shield actually cracks because he's completely 100% invulnerable. The shield might be indestructible, but only by the definition of Hyrule. Like, for instance, there's no molecular manipulation in Zelda. If Zelda went up against a Marvel character or a DC character who had molecular manipulation, the shield's done. Because Captain America's shield is, by all accounts, indestructible. But it goes against like a reality warper, cosmic powers, or matter manipulation, molecular manipulation. It's done. So same concept here. Indestructible in your world might not be indestructible in another world. Look at the Raiden versus Wolverine fight from Death Battle to illustrate that point. But anyway, the shield actually gives a little bit, like there's a minor crack on it, but it still cracks a little bit. And Zelda's like, what? Mario then comes in and just smacks him straight in the guts and just And unfortunately, Zelda don't have that kind of durability. The minute Mario in vulnerability form smacks, basically lays a solid shot on Zelda's gut, Zelda's down, and the match is won. Why does Mario win this fight? Well, it's true I didn't get a list of all of Link's spells. So let me see if I can find all Link's spells. Link's spell power-ups. Here we go. So, that's just about, I don't need Zelda 2. I need overall. Well, either way, Link's a bit more limited. Even if we were to go with, he's got like the bomb tune, like bombs, things along those lines, ice arrow, light arrow, but that goes with his bow. I didn't even bring the bow or the boomerang into the fight, to be fair. And maybe I should have, but I don't think it really would have mattered that much. The arrows just would have been something that Mario had to avoid. And maybe if one hit him, he'd be in trouble. I mean, he does have some magic, but it's Din's Fire and Arrow's Love is a magic spell obtained by visiting a Great Fairy. Prevents Link from losing hearts, but does not prevent knockbacks causing damage. Okay, so basically kind of prevents him from dying for a little bit, so that could help. And in theory, if you use that spell, he might survive Invulnerable Mario. Wind Magic, he does have that as well. Hook Shot and Long Shot are magical beans. He's got a couple spells. He's definitely got some spells, and these are just the spells I'm finding right now. But the problem is, Mario pretty much has either a counter or an answer to, or the exact same thing that Zelda has in a different form. So, and he has things that Zelda just doesn't have. He has a super giant monster form that kind of is immune to damage for a little bit and can just demolish the landscape. He has an invulnerability form. He can make himself completely indestructible, or not near indestructible with Metal Mario. He also has a fire-based attack. He also has ice-based attacks. He also has another giant growing attack. He can fly. He can swim. And those are just the ones I remembered off the top of my head. So Mario has pretty much an answer, or anything Link can do, Mario can do too. I guess that's the best way to put it, in one way, shape, or form. Mario also is just naturally stronger, I think, than Link is. Even when you factor in the gauntlets, I think Mario actually is overall stronger in terms of just normal physicality than Link is. In terms of acrobatic, when you see him in the game versus Link in the game, in terms of strength, that one might be debatable, but being able to lift and throw King Koopa himself, that's a pretty sizable strength feat that I don't know if Link can keep up with. And don't forget, King Koopa would be struggling against that too. So you got to add in the weight of, the force and energy of someone struggling against that. Ultimately, I think Mario also has gone to almost cosmic levels of power in the past, especially with like Mario World Odyssey. What was the one where he was actually going planet to planet? I can't remember that one exactly. But so Mario has gone and done feats as impressive, if not more impressive, than Link's feats, unfortunately for Link, in my opinion. So, if you're going to ask me who I think wins, I think it's Mario. But let me know in the comments below if you think I'm dead wrong. Yeah, you're wrong, person. You're wrong with your opinion. That's cool. Why do you think I'm wrong? Put in the comments below. Let me know. But anyway, thank you for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas are who would win. Star Wars, superhero, magic, whatever. Anything to do with the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So, I'm pretty much done for the day. Maybe I'll do a review. Maybe later in the day I'll do a review. Because I still want to, even though it's been years since these came out, I still want to finish out. Because I started doing the Netflix Marvel series and I never got around to continuing that. I got to do, so if I do a next one, I just finished Daredevil Season 3. So if I do a review, I'll probably do a review of Defenders would be the next one. And a movie I watched last night with Mark, which I actually very much enjoyed. Which I'll let you know what that was when I talk about it. So thanks for watching. I'll be enjoying. I'll see you next time.